Hello there, citizens. DT Boy Wonder 25 here, also known as Robin, and today I'm going to start the series where I show you how to make a world and create a world. So, to skip a step, I've already placed in my world so that I've started with a medium flat height map at 100. Now I have certain terrain that I like to use. You are quite welcome to use whatever terrain you like to use, but in my case I'm just going to set up a few basic terrains. As you can see, I've got a lot of worlds. So I tend to prefer the Skyrim terrains just because I love how they look. I love how detailed they are, the fact that they really give a lovely feel to the world. So basically what I'm going to do here is select my textures for the landscape, which in this case I'm looking at a piney sort of look, so I'm going to go for the Wasset pine for the rock. Obviously I don't want that particular rock, so I'm going to select a totally different rock. At this point I think it's going to be that one. I'm going to change this to a different dirt like this. This can be another dirt. Dirty dirt. There's apparently a lot of dirt in this. I think this one shall be the town ground. So here we go. Now, as you may have noticed, this world is still very flat. So the first thing I'm going to do is increase the size of that brush, lower the strength and lower the fall off, and start sculpting in the areas that I'm going to be using as my surround. Now, given this is aiming to be an eventing world, I don't want to make it so that it is too hilly. I just want to use the hills to hide the edges. So here we go. As you can see, I'm creating some nice hilly hills. And I'll just repeat this all the way around the edge of the world. So once that is done, you'll have to excuse the soundtrack. I'll show you in this corner, because I'll show you a little technique that I often use to get things done quicker, because this is the part I hate doing. So quickly fill in these hills, raise them up. Some are going to be taller than others, obviously. Try and make it look natural, but I'll be honest, it won't matter too much if it doesn't look totally natural, because, well, you'll be doing a bit of touch-up work in Photoshop. In fact, that's what I'll get opening in the background while I'm doing this. If you're curious about the exact version of Lord of the Rings I'm listening to, it is the radio version from ages back, because I love the music of the dramatisation. Sorry, Photoshop just jumped in then. Back Photoshop. Right, okay, so let's say I'm almost halfway across on all of these. Anything that I've missed I can touch in later. So in this case, export height map. This is pretty much how I frequently do my own terrain sculpting, because it just saves so much time. So what I've done there is I've exported the height map. I now go to Sims 3 create a world, user data, height maps, and I find the Let's Build height map. And then all I would do is I'd select this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, edit. I'd transform it, I'd rotate it 90 degrees, and then I would reline this up. I would soften off that edge, and then I would just duplicate the layer, edit, transform, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, edit, transform, rotate 90 degrees clock. Missed a step there. Duplicate the layer one last time. Edit, transform, rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Bring this up so that it is level with all its edges. One last bit of rubbing out, just correct that problem. And same on this bit. And then I save that. I change it to a PNG. I double select Let's Build. Minimize this. And then we exported it last time, so now let's import it. Right, as you can see, what this has created is a lovely little surrounding for our world. Well, there's some bits that are going to need a bit of tweaking, a bit of work to make them look a little bit more natural. For the most part, that's our outer extremities done in terms of the low detail option. So, let's say I'm just doing a few little bits of tweaking to get it all looking good, like so. Tweak that all the way around. This is where you can add some individual features so that the world looks
How am I ever going to find him?
bit less like you've just duplicated the size 4 times.
If I can't find him, maybe I can make him know I'm here. In western lands beneath the sun, the flowers may rise in spring. The trees may bud, the waters run, the merry finches sing. Or there may be 'tis cloudless night, and swaying beaches bear the elven stars as jewels white amid their branching hair.
Shut that row, you dunghill rat!
Though here at journey's end I lie in darkness buried deep, beyond all towers strong and
Stop
high.
your squeaking or I'll come and deal with you, do you hear?
He thinks I'm Mr. Frodo. Well, perhaps he'll lead me to him. Beyond all towers strong and high, beyond all mountains steep, above all shadows rides the sun, and stars forever dwell.
Coming for you.
I will not say the day is done, nor bid the stars farewell.
In western lands beneath the sun, the flowers may
Let's say
rise
you'll have to
in
excuse my
spring.
taste in music. I really
The
don't
trees
care.
may bud,
Don't even
the
like it.
waters run,
I
the
need something to
merry
work to.
finches sing. Or there may be 'tis cloudless night, and swaying beaches bear
I'm trying
the
to
elven
make the feeling
stars
that
as
this one in
jewels
particular
white.
is very
amid
jaggedy,
their
lots of
branching
little hills.
hair.
So as you can see, it's basically really breaking up
Though
these
here at
hills so they
journey's
look
end
less
I
like
lie,
mounds and they have
in
a bit more
darkness
rockiness
buried
to them.
deep,
This is actually how I
beyond
go
all
to create
towers
random
strong and
rocks.
high,
in the world.
Beyond all mountains
I would literally just
steep,
use this brush.
above all shadows rides the sun, and stars forever dwell.
Really useful
I
for
will
free,
not
unexpected
say
presents, by
the
way.
day is
Which
done,
is another purpose
nor
in another
bid
world I would
the
use this
stars
for.
farewell.
So you have your ridges. As you can see, mine's are getting very ridgy. But you can definitely see a marked difference. So what I would do now is I would do what I consider lady terrain painting. What this does is it automatically generates the terrain paint, and with really nice terrain paints like I'm using here,
Back to me, come
perfectly
back
highlights
to
the rockiness.
me and say,
gives a gorgeous
my
effect to it,
land is fair.
to the point you can actually see
Good morning,
where I
Mary
haven't
and Pippin.
done.
Good morning, Treebeard. What's happening?
We're off to the
So, I'm
Entmoot.
just going
What's
to
an
keep going
Entmoot,
back
Treebeard?
to mountain.
Entmoot is a gathering of Ents, Pippin, which does not happen very often nowadays.
But why are the Ents gathering?
Why? To decide what to do, of course, though it will take several days.
What will they decide, do you think?
Well, now we shall have to see, shan't we? But come, up you get onto my arms. We must away, if we're to be there before noon. When winter comes, the winter wild that hill and wood shall slay. When trees shall fall and starless night devour the sunless day. When wind is in the deadly
One thing
east,
I have noticed
then
about this
in
tour is
the
this tour is one of
bitter
few
rain.
tours
Carrying the hobbits in his arms,
This
Treebeard
tour
strode
where
away
I
southwards
feel
into
pretty.
deep groves, where the trees were larger,
this
taller,
is a
and
whole
thicker than any that the hobbits had ever seen before.
concept to it than most of the other brushes, and this is the one that most people struggle the most with. So, I did my So what would I do next? The next thing I would actually work on is getting my lost. Well, actually, I'd go to edit game mode. Well, I can't actually do anything in terms of seeing sunrise, sunset, etc. I can at least work on other aspects. I'm going to close out that because I don't actually need it. This is where I will first get a glimpse into how the world is looking and what areas I might want to resculpt. Now this is something that takes some time, so while I'm waiting, I'm going to look up. To try and find a little bit of inspiration. Just roll with it. Okay. Sorry, I like to check what I have a sneeze coming. It's not decided to come yet, but it's coming. So it might suddenly appear. If you hear a massive explosion, don't worry.
What are
I've
you,
sneezed.
I wonder? I cannot place you. You do not seem to come in the
Okay,
old
here we go,
lists
it's
that I
loading now.
learned when I was young. Let me see. Let me see.
How did it go? Learn now the law of living creatures. First name the four, the free peoples. Eldest of all, the elf children. Dwarf the delver, dark are his houses, and the earth born old as mountains. Man
Okay,
the
there's the
mortal,
main one that I know.
master
I'm
of
just gonna see if there's
forces.
anything else that I like.
Oh, how did it go?
I just have to be careful not to hit the wrong button.
It was a long list. But
My
anyway,
save
you
master
do
is
not seem
basically
to fit
here
in
underneath
anywhere.
my
We
computer.
always seem to have got left out of
And
all
the
the
amount of
old
times
lists and
I've
the old
unintentionally
stories.
switched
Yet
it
we've
off.
been about for quite a long time.
Yeah.
We are hobbits.
So this is basically my plan.
Hobbits.
Why not make a new line?
But
Half-grown hobbits.
Just because I really
the
quite like it.
hole Dwellers.
So I'm gonna call this an end for now because I actually have things to do. So